Why I didn't buy Bitcoin.
What if I told you that a complete stranger could have offered you an idea, a simple idea, that for just $100 would have made you a millionaire in a decade? You'd probably laugh, right? Shake your head and walk away. Well, get ready. Because this isn't a story about some big corporation's failure or a CEO's bad bet. This is the story of a massive, collective, and deeply personal mistake. It's the story of how millions of people, you and I included, made the wrong move. We underestimated Bitcoin. We laughed at it. We called it geek money or a scam. And in doing so, we collectively missed the greatest wealth generation opportunity of our time. Let's rewind to 2009. The world was still reeling from the global financial crisis. Out of the chaos, an anonymous figure or group, known only as Satoshi Nakamoto, introduced Bitcoin, a decentralized digital currency, free from the control of banks or governments. In the beginning, it was just a technological curiosity. Its value was, quite literally, zero. And this is where humanity's colossal error began. Our inability to take an idea seriously just because we couldn't touch it. We understood dollars, we understood gold, but we didn't understand code. The first real wake-up call and the first major personal wrong move happened in May 2010. A developer named Laszlo Hanyecz famously bought 2 pizzas for 10,000 bitcoins. At the time, those 10,000 BTC were worth about $40, a fair price for pizza. Today, with Bitcoin's price soaring, those 2 pizzas would cost over $1 billion. Yes, billion with a B. It was the first dramatic sign of the incredible value being created, and it was the first time millions of people thought, "This is insane, it'll never last." They were wrong. Between 2011 and 2013, Bitcoin's price went on a roller coaster ride, from just $1 to over 1,000. This was the second turning point. The word Bitcoin started appearing in headlines. People were hearing about it, but most just dismissed it. Why? Well, the rejection stood on 2 main pillars. First, there was the arrogance of the so-called experts. Bankers, politicians, old-school investors. They all took turns ridiculing it. They called it rat poison, a fraud, garbage. Their confident warnings, though completely mistaken, made the general public feel safe in their skepticism. People felt smart for following the advice of the establishment. The second pillar was fear. Fear of technology and fear of volatility. Most people preferred the familiar comfort of their bank account, even with its tiny interest rates, over the wild swings of a digital code they didn't understand. So they chose skepticism. Every time the price crashed, like during the big crypto winters, the non-believers celebrated. They saw it as proof that they were right all along. But the real mistake wasn't a lack of information. The information was out there. The mistake was paralysis. Paralysis caused by the fear of being wrong, the fear of ridicule, and a deep-seated skepticism towards anything new and disruptive. And that feeling of making the wrong move? It gets stronger every single time Bitcoin smashes another record. Today, with its price having reached incredible highs and its total market value surpassing $1 trillion, the pain of that lost opportunity is almost too much to calculate. Let's just do the math for a second. Think about a tiny, almost trivial investment. Back in 2010, you could buy Bitcoin for less than a penny. If you had taken just $100, the cost of a nice dinner out, and bought Bitcoin, today that investment could be worth over $1 billion. It's a return on investment that has no parallel in modern financial history. A figure that starkly illustrates the sheer scale of our collective blindness. The real point of no return probably happened in the early 2020s. This was when Bitcoin finally received the stamp of approval from the very system that had scorned it. Institutional validation arrived in the form of spot Bitcoin ETFs being approved in the United States. Big Wall Street firms were finally in. But here's the tragic irony. People waited for confirmation from the traditional system. And by the time that system finally gave the green light, the price was already so high that the chance for a truly life-changing investment, the kind that turns $100 into a fortune, was gone. The ship had sailed. But the mistake of not buying Bitcoin wasn't just about money. It was a fundamental failure of vision. Most people couldn't see past the scary headlines. They saw a pyramid scheme, a tool for criminals, a bubble waiting to pop. By focusing on the media's criticism, we ignored the revolutionary technology humming beneath the surface. We ignored the power of decentralization. We ignored the brilliance of blockchain. And we ignored the creation of a truly scarce digital asset that could act as a shield against inflation, a digital gold for the 21st century. The story of "I didn't buy Bitcoin" is the wrong move that will serve as a cautionary tale for generations. It teaches us a powerful lesson. The next great opportunity, the next world-changing innovation, will probably look just as strange. It will come wrapped in the skepticism of experts and the fear of the unknown. It will be ridiculed. It will be dismissed. And complacency in the face of that disruptive technology, no matter how ridiculous it might sound at first, is the fastest way to guarantee that the future will be written without you. Don't let history repeat itself. The next time you see something that challenges everything you know, don't just laugh. Look closer. Thank you so much for watching. What are your thoughts on this? Did you get into Bitcoin early, or did you miss the boat like so many of us? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, please give this video a thumbs up. And subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next one. See you next time.